as we start to think about implementing this, I think that there's a natural human tendency towards fear of what does this mean for me? Is it going to take my job? You're talking about AI doing some of these things that I do. Does that mean that I'm being replaced? How should scientists in the lab, maybe even pathologists, think about that? Is AI the boogeyman coming for their role, or is it going to help them to be able to do their job better? Anybody want to grab that?
I'd say it depends. It's both, right? If you're doing your job well, you can really take advantage of AI, especially like pathologists is shiny prime example. This if pathologists, I mean, they have a tremendously challenging job using the incredible cognitive skills, tens of years of training to find out, the malignant patterns, but then they have to spend a lot of time coding their reports and working diagnosis, things that have nothing to do with their prime specialty. So think about that. We're already using AI to extract and code the pathology reports. It's a tremendous savings, but you have to be kind of skilled in understanding how to use it, and so on and so forth. So it's a kind of an infinite brain for you that can bring you any cases, any patterns, all the knowledge in the world, but you got to be able to use that knowledge. So from that standpoint, if you're not capable, if you're not keeping up, you very well may be impacted negatively by this development. However, if you keep up with your job and kind of stay current with it, it's a tremendous help. It's enormous, tremendous help. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, like Vitaly
Yeah.
said, go ahead, Abhi.
Oh, like, please. So I agree, actually, what he said. Like, absolutely agree. There's tremendous value in terms of how people can use it for day-to-day basis. Everything from like reducing your day-to-day work, especially the redundant pieces of your work, to kind of helping summarize it, maybe create trends better, or create like reports, like internal lab quality reports, or internal lab like end of the day job reports. These things could be very well automated by AI.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, to add what everyone's saying, I agree with what everyone's saying. Every time there's been a huge technological shift, the internet, mobile devices, all this stuff coming out in the past 20, 30 years, if you want to go really far back, the Industrial Revolution, and anytime there's a huge paradigm shift in technology, human beings have been pretty quick to adapt. Obviously, there's people that don't adapt, and those people get left behind oftentimes. But um, I think with this, AI is a tool. We don't have generalized AI at all. We're not even close to it at this moment. I think some people might argue that we are getting closer and closer, but today we're not that close to generalized AI. And so until that happens and they take over the world, um, I think we should look at AI as a tool in your toolkit, and I think it helps to further abstract your job, so you don't have to do the boring stuff. You can do stuff that's more meaningful. So I think, in
Yeah.
overall, I don't think it poses that much danger. I mean, right now, there's been a lot of effort for example, like in other industries, like full self-driving cars, for example, right? Um, We've been working on that for years and years and years, but we're not even close to it yet. And so, same thing here in the medical field. It's much more regulated here, and so I think, yeah, we're still years and years away from it replacing anyone's job, insofar as there's um, physical labor needed to perform the job itself.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're a ways out. You bring up an interesting point on the self-driving cars too. I was thinking about this the other day, that just the nature of being inside of healthcare has such a high bar and such a low margin for risk tolerance, that I think it's going to be one of the more challenging places for AI to be accepted, whether it's capable or not. I think self-driving cars probably see that same thing, and there's also this perception that even if the AI was more accurate and less prone to error than a human, I think there's still a resistance to the errors made by a computer versus by a human. And I think we're going to face that same challenge inside of healthcare when you have people's lives on the other side of these results. That even if it's 99.99 accurate, we're going to focus in on maybe those few cases when something slips through, even though as humans we also have this. And so that's a challenge, and we'll have to see what society deems acceptable in terms of error risk, because I don't think anything's ever error free.